I am here with a true legend of music, one of the most soulful voices. Camera's that way. One of the most soulful voices in music. Finally getting his due, thanks to the Grand Ole Opry. T. Graham Brown, how are you?
I'm wonderfully well, Matty, me boy. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to talk to you because you and Vince Gill made me cry.
Hey, man, it made me cry, too.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he was kidding. They sent Vince Gill on an undercover mission to pull the wool over my eyes.
Well, I heard you didn't even know that the interview was going to be in front of a live audience.
I didn't know anything about anything. The serious people in New York called me at home and wanted to know if I would like to sit down with Vince for 30 minutes. And I said, yeah, of course. They have new studios here in Nashville in the AT&T building. I think they made out like they wanted to try the live venue out, and Vince would sing a couple and I'd sing one or two and we'd talk, you know. Because I have a show on Sirius XM. It's called Livewire, and supposedly it was going to be a live taping of the show Livewire. And they told me I had 30 minutes with Vince. So I kept it to 30 minutes, and then it went over a little bit, like 3 minutes over. And I was thinking, man, I got to end the interview. So I told Vince, you know, thanks for coming by, and blah blah blah. You know, like you do when you're trying to end the interview. And Vince said, no, wait a minute. And then he asked me how many times I'd done the Grand Ole Opry, and I told him, and he said that he was sent. He said, this has all been a setup. I thought he was lying. I've been knowing Vince since '84. I really thought he was lying to be funny, because we pull each other's leg all the time. Because I said, oh, bull, at first.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, man, it's real. And then the Opry people came walking out. And when they came walking out, I figured this is real.
That's amazing. Now, he said something that I wanted to ask you about. He said he'd been lying like a dog to you all day. What were you asking him, and what was he telling you?
Oh, I just asked him about being on tour with the Eagles, and when he met, I don't think I asked him about Amy. I don't think he was really lying. I think he was.
No, it meant before then. Like you were talking to him about it, and he didn't tell you anything.
I think that he was just saying that he'd been lying, but he was answering the questions I was asking him, but he wasn't telling me the true reason he was there.
I see.
And what was so funny is, we were sitting in the green room, and just dumb luck, I crossed my fingers and I pointed them at him. I said, man, if I'm ever asked to be a member of the Opry, would you induct me? And I bet he thought I knew that's what was going on. But it was just a coincidence that I asked him that. But
do you have a date for the induction yet?
No, I think they let us set the date, and we're going to check our calendar. I want to do it on the weekend, so we got to figure out a day we're not out working. So, but I'm sure it'll be next month or April.
And you are working all the time. I mean, you are just a busy, busy man. Anytime there's a tribute, you're the guy. You're touring all the time. So what do you got coming up live?
Oh, we'll probably do maybe 50 shows this year, which is a lot for me. I'm 69 years old, so I don't want to work too hard. We do about what we want to do. If something comes in and we want to do it, we'll say yes. If not, we'll pass on it. I got this soul record coming out. I got the autobiography coming out, and I get to be in a movie every now and then. I got the radio show, so we stay pretty busy, and I get to cut grass when the grass gets green, and I'm having a great life, and I get to play the Grand Ole Opry, man.
That's so exciting.
I'm having a wonderful, wonderful life.
That's cool, and it's cool Vince is going to induct you. I love when they take it from induction to invitation and it stays the same pairing, so that'll be really cool.
Oh, man, it's going to be great. I can't imagine. Hey, man, we're walking on air. Seriously, I was on Bill Cody's radio show the other morning on 6:50 a.m., and I told him, I said, man, you know, we feel like we finally made it. This year is 51 years I've been singing for a living. And we've been hanging in there a long time, man. We've been persevering. On my mirror, and when I shave, I wrote this down, endeavor to persevere. I see it every day, man. And all that means is hang in there. So we've been hanging in there.
And I love it. And they were telling me there was media at the Opry House because of the announcement. You went to play the Opry that night. How did that feel, knowing you were literally coming home?
It was great, man. It was just it was very surreal. It was really sweet. All Sirius XM people and the Opry people and Vince and his people that were there. I mean, it was they orchestrated a big deal for me, and it was so sweet. That's a good way to describe it. It was a beautiful moment, and I wouldn't take anything for it.
I love it. T. Graham Brown, good Lord willing, I will be at that induction, and we'll talk there.
Maddie, me boy.
I love you. What this man has done for the music universe and for me personally over the years is just, he's a really, really salt of the earth person.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
God bless you, pal.
God bless you, T. Graham Brown.